Hey folks, it's Tom, your Frugal Prepper. I'm out here in this lovely cold winter wonderland. It's around 20 degrees, I think. So the Hyundai, I put the water pump and timing belt on it in April, but the thermostat is not staying closed or closing like it's supposed to, and it's taken a really long time for it to get heat. Like I have to drive for about 30 or 40 minutes at highway speeds before it even starts to get some heat and the temperature gauge starts to come up. I'm also getting a code P0128, which is the computer saying that the thermostat didn't bring the temperature of the engine to the expected value for the expected runtime. So luckily this thermostat's still under warranty. Because it's got a year warranty. It's from AutoZone. It's a Motorrad rebranded, and I'm just going to go ahead and try to swap it with another one because I'm in between paydays. I really don't want to have to buy another thermostat. I got some coolant to top it off, thankfully, and I'm probably going to have to buy a gasket, but we're going to give it a try. This isn't a real hard one to change, but I'll take you guys along for the ride here. Alright, so I've gone ahead and popped the radiator cap off. I drove this a little bit earlier, but it sat for a while. It's cool enough. It's a little warm to the touch, but it's not hot. So first thing I gotta do, take this engine cover off. I'll have to get this air breather box out of my way. It'll make it a little easier. And normally most of them will have a plastic cover here. Mine broke off. It goes over the battery, so I don't have to worry about that. Coil pack out of the way, and the thermostat is right down under here. So let me grab some tools. Working on a winter wonderland. Let's see what we got here. Now we'll go ahead and get this engine cover tore off of here. I'm just using my trunk tools instead of going in the garage and getting my good tools. This should be easy enough to do. I also had a place to put all my bolts. Just sit them over here on the fender. It's nice that this engine's a little warm to the touch. See, there's my battery terminals. Okay. So now I need to get this thing here out of my way. And it's been a while since I've had this off. That comes apart. I'll just be able to move that back. This out of here. It looks like it could use a new air filter, see? I need to get these bolts out of the bottom of this air box so I can get it out of my way. Our thermostat is clear down in here. What I'm going to do is move this up a little closer so y'all can get a better view of what I'm doing. This is why I replace thermostats in the spring, so I don't get stuck replacing them in the winter, but it happens nonetheless. I probably would have been fine if I would have left the factory one in there. Okay, so that's out of our way. So now if I remember right, this comes off here, and this can kind of move down and out enough to give you just enough space to get on these bolts, which look like they're a 13. Or maybe a 12, since this is a foreign car. There's my 13, there's my 12. Let's see what we got here. They are 12. Yeah, there's already some antifreeze leaking there. And just put this bad boy on here. Shouldn't lose a terrible amount of antifreeze, but you're going to lose a little. And there's a washer on here too. Yeah. Okay. The top bolt. Now I gotta get down here and get this bottom bolt. Yeah, I may not have to pull the coil pack off on this. I had it off before. It might give you a little more access, but I don't think you have to pull it. And I am all about trying to get this done in a hurry out here in the cold. Although this cheap Carhartt jacket sure keeps the heat out, I'll tell you. Or keeps the heat in, I should say. Okay, hold on. Oh, that nut's gonna come off hard all the way. Turn, buddy. Turn. Okay. Yeah. This is gonna come off. We're gonna lose some antifreeze. We're gonna get this thing. Oh, we're losing a lot more than I thought. Maybe if I had done that, I would have put a drain pan out here. Oh yeah, here's the thermostat. Get this gasket off of here. And there's that. Boy, that gasket don't look too healthy. It may have been bypassing that gasket if it wasn't sealed tight. I don't know. I was hoping this gasket would come off in one piece, but it did not. So I'm going to have to scrape that surface clean. Give me a screwdriver. See what I can do. Yep, I'm going to have to go ahead and pull this coil pack off to be able to clean that surface. Fun day. So I'm just looking at a couple bolts here. There's a bolt back there. Alright, well, the sooner I unbolt it all, the sooner I can get this thing done. Let's see if the socket will fit down there. Alright. Maybe it's that one. There we go. I have this off of here, this spring. Should come off again. I'm pretty sure I had this over here this spring. Maybe I did. Don't look like it's been off. Luckily these wires are all numbered and the coil's numbered. There's that over the way. Alright, now the one more back here to get to. It's going to take a rip. Okay, what's holding it now? There's 2 bolts in that sucker. Boy, not really good with much. I'm gonna have to try. Hope we don't round it off. So I'll go get one of my ratcheting wrenches. It's amazing what you can accomplish with basic hand tools and wrenches there. With a little extra time. Okay. That's loose, that's loose. This thing hopefully will come out of our way. There we go. That opens it right up there. And now let's see if we can get that cleaned off. So you guys can see right down in here what I'm doing. Yeah, here's what I'm trying to clean off. Get rid of all this old gasket material. Be nice to get this housing completely out of my way. Yeah, for some reason people watch my video on never let AutoZone diagnose your vehicle, and they think I hate AutoZone. I absolutely don't. I love AutoZone. It's great. I got one down the street. I buy parts there for things like this that happen out of the blue all the time. In fact, I probably couldn't keep my job with this car because it would break down. I couldn't get to work if it wasn't for AutoZone. So I don't hate AutoZone. but they recheck engine lights and then they start selling you parts. And my point is, it's always a mistake. Even on this, I should test the temperature sensor and all that to be sure and make a confirmed diagnosis. But I'm pretty sure, because the heat is low, that the temperature gauge is being accurate when it's saying it's not hot enough. And I'm pretty sure the computer is saying that thermostat's not closing tight. I'm pretty sure that's right. So it's not 100% confirmed, but it's cold, and I just want to get it done. And the part's under warranty, and they're willing to exchange it. If that's not it, it might suck though, because I'll have to do a bunch more stuff. I might have to do this again. But there we go. You can see that's pretty well cleaned off. I can get my big fat hand out of the way there. I'll move some of that for you. See if you can see that here. What can you see? Let's see here. So this right here is what I cleaned off. And so I'm going to take this old thermostat down to AutoZone and exchange it. And I am going to go and I'm going to go ahead and pick me up a new gasket while I'm there, and we'll get this all bolted back together, and I'll see you when I get back. Alright folks, so I have gotten the new thermostat here. This one is longer. It's more like the original one that I took out of here. The Hyundai one was longer. That first one I got was real short. And this is also a Motorrad branded thermostat that's sold under the Duralast brand. So my guess is maybe they've had issues with those and they've redesigned it. Tried to get them to comp me the gasket, because I said, you know, I wouldn't have had to take the old gasket off if the thermostat hadn't failed. And so then they said, well, we could probably warranty that out if you have the old one. And I was like, for $1.69, I'm not driving all the way back to get it. So I just went ahead and bought one, because they did not have this in stock at my AutoZone right down the street. I had to drive to the one on the other end of town to warranty it out. But it's nice that we got 3 AutoZones in this town. So I'm just going to clean this out with a paper towel, try to make sure none of the chunkies of gaskets are in there. The other thing I did off camera was I cleaned off the surface of this thermostat housing. And again, you might get a few little tiny pieces of gasket material in there. It won't hurt anything. But if it's too big, you know, we could get in there and block off a passageway in your radiator or your heater core. And blocking off one of them probably wouldn't kill it, but if you can eliminate that, so much the better. Now I'll just stick my thermostat down in here, like so. And my gasket's going to go over top of that. And what I'll do is go ahead and get this hose kind of routed down here to where it's going to go. Through this wiring harness. And then luckily this has the studs that are coming out, so I can slide the gasket right on over those studs. Keeping the thermostat centered is always the important thing here. And see, now I don't want to stay. Try to get it in there's a little groove here. You just got to kind of get it to stay in there. Slide your gasket on and slide your housing over top. There. Now hold that while we put the nuts back on the thermostat housing. Find the right ones here. These were the ones that had the little lock washers. And then go ahead and get these snugged up on here. There. Put the one on the bottom. And I don't like to use silicone on this type of stuff. I don't use silicone in general unless the manufacturer calls for it, because chunks of silicone break off and get in your coolant passages, and, other gaskets that might get in your oil passages. It generally causes more trouble than it's worth. And a lot of people really overuse it. As long as the surfaces are clean, the gasket should seal it up on its own. Go ahead and just snug this up real good. I'm not a torque Nazi. You kind of learn about where you need to tighten things as you work on cars long enough. The main thing is that always take into account how long your wrench is, how much leverage you have, or how much you're pushing. So then this wiring loom goes back across here. And it kind of slides right on there like so. So now I gotta put my coil pack back in place. That's right here. And I got a bolt that goes here. Or a nut, I should say, goes there. And a nut down here. I'll just leave those a little loose till I get these bolts in the back side of it. So these bolts go in the back of this bracket. Gotta get down in here. There we go. Oh, I hate it when that happens. I gotta crawl around on the cold ground and find it. Don't you fall. Don't you fall. This is one wiring harness right in the darn way. I'll tell you. I heard it hit the ground. That's the good thing. Let me see if I can find it. Cold ground. Very cold. There it is. All right. Whew. Got it. Got my bolt. This one goes way back in here. I'll play finger contortionist. Maybe. Just need to get a couple threads started there. That'll be easy. Alright. 13 milli wrench. Tighten this baby down. I guess really you gotta take this bolt out to be able to tighten the other one. And hopefully we don't lose our alignment of the bolt. Oh, I think that's actually a 12. See if we're still lined up before we tighten it all the way. At least I have alignment. I'm going to grab my 12. There we go. Let's stick this on here. Maybe. Okay, now I'll put this one in. Okay, we can go ahead and tighten this up. It'll be easier to do with a fire wrench. And that bracket is back on there. So now, these 3 bolts go to the air cleaner housing, and these go in the top cover. We're good. Go ahead and put my plug wires back on. Here, this is number 4. Right there. So they still have plenty of dielectric gel on them, so I'm good with not re-gelling them. This one. Not sure. That's the one I replaced off another Hyundai out of the junkyard. I don't think it's numbered. That one is number 2. It's good. There's only one left. That's got to be whatever one that is. Alright. Get some of this junk out of my way. We'll go ahead and put our air box down in here. Get it bolted in. It's just got the 3 bolts that go in it there. I got that lined up right. Let's see. Yeah. Clip out of the way. There we go. It's these longer bolts. I'm not getting a new air filter. I'm just going to order that on Amazon. It'll be a little cheaper, and I'll order it on payday. A lot of bills since Christmas time. I'm trying not to spend any money I don't have to spend. Seems like at work, Christmas time, they come up with all this stuff to spend money on. Donate to this, donate to that, adopt a family. We're gonna have this thing where you sock people and you give them a stocking with gifts, and then you have to give somebody else gifts. It's like, you know, I'm not rich. It's a 10mm. And I mean, I guess I like the people I work with. A couple of them I might buy a present for, but they're just, that's the place I go to make money, not spend it. And well, most of the people I work with are okay. I'm not saying I necessarily be friends with them or even know them in real life, you know, we just happen to work together. Mostly all about family and close friends, not acquaintances. I'll go ahead and fluff this out a little. Alright. Air filter back in. This guy back on. Boy, this engine's getting cold now. It don't look like that kind of came together just right. Oh, there's another hook. There we go. Okay. Now let me zoom this back out. And we're going to go ahead and top off our radiator here. And put my wrenches away. Okay, so I got me some 50-50 mix here. We'll go ahead and top this radiator off as much as it'll hold. Be careful I don't have a funnel out here with me. Okay, we're getting close there. Alright. Now I will go ahead and I'm going to pull the battery cable off here real quick. Just to reset the computer. Trying to find the right size wrench here. That's about 10. Yep. Because it did throw that diagnostic trouble code, and I don't want to get my laptop out and clear it. So we'll just unhook the battery for a minute. Probably would have been a good idea to unhook that battery before I did all that work. Because I shorted anything out, but I like living dangerous. Yeah, I'm just going to leave the engine cover off here so I can kind of check down here for leaks real well and stuff before, you know, I put everything back together. Okay, back, tighten that up. Alright, let me fire it up. Radiator is still pretty much to the top there. So now we just gotta let it warm up and cycle a few times. I don't see any leaks down in here. Plenty of leftover antifreeze that spilled, but nothing actively dripping out. So I'll let this warm up and then I'll be back. Alright, so the thermostat cycled a couple times. I'm just going to make sure that radiator is completely topped off, and then we'll put the cap on. And then I'm going to let it idle till the cooling fan cycles a couple times. Alright, so we'll just do that. sure the cooling fan cycle's okay, just to make sure that, you know, all the temperature sensors and stuff are working. Now the hoses are getting nice and stiff here. Get the cap on. We're getting some heat. It heated up about 5 minutes until the thermostat cycled, so that's good. It was taking me like, you know, 45 minutes before. So definitely an improvement. There's no leaks. I'm going to go ahead and put my top cover back on here. Get it in the right direction. This thing needs an oil change soon, but I think I am going to wait for nicer weather. It's just at 3,000 miles, and I don't have a problem taking it to 5. I think the book actually calls for 6 in the manual. I do it at 3. Alright folks, so the cold seems to suck the life out of the camera batteries too, so I'm doing this from my phone. But the cooling fans have kicked back off now, but they've cycled a couple times. Everything's good. There's no leaks. Got heat again. So I'm happy. I'm going to go ahead and shut this down. We'll change the oil sometime when it's warmer. It is due for an oil change, but I'll get the air filter ordered as well. So, but I just thought I would come here and show you the final result since my camera died there, and everything's good, no leaks. It's got heat, so I'm going to go back inside where it's warm and edit this video and get it up on YouTube. It's Tom, a frugal prepper. You know, just having some basic tools and little knowledge and some warm clothes and some gloves with the fingers cut out of them so you can feel bolts. You know, this probably would have cost me $150 if I took it to a shop to have it done. And here I was able to get it warrantied out and get it all done. And I only had to spend, you know, about $1.80 on the gasket with tax. I'll talk to y'all later.